Hello everybody, Roger here again. I'm in downtown Soitala waiting for the ferry to come in, and I'm off on another adventure down to the United States. So follow along and let's see where I end up going. Alright, I made it to Nanaimo. Time for the long walk down to the Hollow Ferry. There's the Hollow Ferry that I'm catching to Vancouver. And here I am back in Vancouver. And I gotta catch the SkyTrain.
The next station is Main Street, Science World. Doors will open on the left. Exit here for long-distance rail and bus services from Pacific Central Station.
So this is the Peace Arch, and it's on the United States side of the border. Or no, it's just before it by looks things, because that's the border crossing up ahead. And it's supposed to represent peace between the two countries. And here is the border crossing. Okay, we are about to cross the border. I just wanted to point out on the GPS map here, we are up here at the Peace Arch crossing, but down here is this weird little point, and it's called Point Roberts. On one side is Canada, and on the other side is the United States. And over there in the distance, that point over there, far in the distance, that is Point Roberts. Alright, we're heading to Orcas Island. And we had to get up pretty early. I only had like a couple hours of sleep. It's still night number one. Well, it's morning now. So we're just waiting for the ferry. And over there is the ferry that we're going to be catching. And this is the ferry from Anacortes to Orcas Island. And there are other ferries. That's what they look like. And just walking around exploring. And here we go. Orcas Island, named after the killer whales. Blueberry trees. There are a ton of arbutus trees. So I am walking around a grocery store on Orcas Island, and I always find it weird in grocery stores in the United States that have alcohol like this, But this one is a little extra strange because there is an actual bar inside the grocery store. We are driving up this windy, well-paved road up to the top of a mountain called Mount Constitution on Orcas Island. We're getting closer to the top. I'm pretty sure there is going to be some amazing views. This is pretty cool. It is a map, but the raised areas are the mountainous areas. So I am currently here on Orcas Island. And this is a model of a lookout tower that we're going to go check out. Looks like a castle tower.
This right here is, and this one is tall and then it goes flat.
So I'm on the summit of Mount Constitution on Orcas Island in Washington State, and these are black raspberries. You could tell from the vine here is kind of black and it looks powdery, and when you touch it, the powdery kind of comes off. It's not really a powder, it just seems that way. And when these are black, they're ripe. You can eat these. They are raspberries. So I'm on Orcas Island on the summit of Constitution Mountain, or Mount Constitution. Down there, those are Twin Lakes. Those are the Clark Islands. This here is Loomy Island, and way off in the distance over there is Bellingham. So this island here is Sinclair. That island there is Gemmis. And this one is Cyprus. Over there is the Skagit Valley, and Anacortes, where we came from by ferry, is just behind Cyprus. Alright, going into the lookout tower. How cool. I like the door. Oh, this is so cool. What? This is neat. Neat. I love the doors. Wow. This is so cool. So, this C-shaped island here is called U.S.A. Island. And then you're looking over here at Mataya Island and Puffin Island, and way over there, can't really see it, is Vancouver, Canada. I'm on top of the lookout tower, and that's where it was down there at the wall. Just a shot of me for posterity on top of the lookout tower on Constitution Mountain in Orcas Island, Washington State. It's pretty amazing. I could stare at this view forever. It is absolutely amazing. And this here is Oregon grape. Berberius aquifolium. And it's got holly-like spiky leaves. These ones here do not have any fruit on them. And if I find some that has some fruit, they are edible. And they are more found in Washington State than they are in British Columbia. So this is on the other side of Mount Constitution on the way up. It's a lookout. And somewhere way off in the distance is Victoria and Vancouver Island. But you're looking across Orcas Island. Alright, so we're looking at here is Cascade Lake, East Sound, and on the other side is the other side of Orcas Island. The far island over there, down in here, is San Juan Island. And then we're looking over this way is Blakely Island. And in behind that is Lopez Island. And then way off into the distance, over there, my finger's going all over the place when I'm looking at the camera, would be Victoria. And this tall plant growing all over the mountainside here is called mullein. And if you were to feed the seeds of mullein to fish, they go paralyzed, supposedly. And this is the yurt I'm going to be staying in on Orcas Island. Now it looks small on the outside, but when you open the door, it is absolutely massive in here. Wow. Pretty cool. And it is very warm in here, like a greenhouse. But the antique furniture and stuff, this is so cool. Wow, that is an enormous Douglas fir. This is Cascade Lake on Orcas Island in Washington State. Pretty cool. It's pretty shallow water. You could wade out here for a few feet anyways. So there's this tiny little path along the road here, and it goes right around the entire lake. It takes about an hour and a half to walk it, so we're gonna walk around Cascade Lake. Just a shot of me for posterity at Cascade Lake on Orcas Island in Washington State. I'm not sure what this is, but it is kind of cool. It's a locked door with a rock archway, as if something goes into the side of the hill here. This is the town of East Sound on Orcas Island, just driving through. It's kind of a neat little town. This is a bumblebee species I've never seen before, but I see it whenever I come down to Washington State, and it's all black. I don't know what it is. It's a bumblebee. There is this really cool lawn maze over there. I might check it out. Pretty cool. This town keeps getting cooler and cooler looking everywhere I go. And this is the Orcas Island Historical Museum, and it is made out of dovetail log cabin style, like Finnish Scandinavian. Beautiful gardens all over Orcas Island. So I'm walking around the Orcas Island Museum, and it's supposedly made out of about 5 different cabins that were joined together, and every room is its own cabin, and it tells the story of the family who used to live in that cabin. This is a map of all the old homesteads on Orcas Island. Really neat. This is an Ice Age bison called a bison antiquus. And this skull was found on Orcas Island. They lived during the Ice Age. A really cool thing about Orcas Island is it is full of herbs and fruit trees and beautiful gardens everywhere. And this is Mountain Lake on Orcas Island, and it's a lot bigger than Cascade Lake. And we're going to take a hike around. And here I finally found some ripe Oregon grapes. There's some sort of freshwater snails, skimmers, water striders, and out there I've seen some little fish jumping. And I came up to a dam at Mountain Lake. And I'm almost done walking around the entire lake. We just walked right around this entire lake. Just another view of from Orcas Island, looking towards U.S.A. Island, off into the distance. Very beautiful. And this is Morin Creek Hatchery by Cascade Lake on Orcas Island, and you can see all these little fish in there that they're going to release. Alright, we are going to rent a canoe for an hour and go paddle around Cascade Lake on Orcas Island. We are on the middle of Cascade Lake. Out in the middle of the water. And this is the bridge we walked over the other day from the water. There is like this seaweed, well, it's not seaweed, it's lakeweed forest growing under the water here. Kind of neat. Don't know what they are. So I just stumbled upon this sign here, and it says those black bumblebees are called the yellow-faced bumblebee. Alright, we are on our way back to the ferry to leave Orcas Island. And this part of the island is all farmlands. Over here, you can see all that purple over there. There are some beautiful lavender fields. There are wild turkeys on Orcas Island. They look like little dinosaurs. Look at them go. And there is the ferry that I'm going to be catching off of Orcas Island, heading back to Anacortes. It's called the Tillicum. And we're finally boarding the ferry. So this is what it looks like boarding a ferry in the United States. it's a bigger ferry, and I don't know why, because it's completely empty. There's hardly anybody on here. Wow. Such a big ferry for so little people. And this is what it looks like on the outside deck of the ferry. Pretty cool. Saying goodbye to Orcas Island on our way to Anacortes.
Message is an important safety announcement. For security reasons, we ask that passengers not leave any backpacks, luggage, packages, or other personal belongings unattended during this crossing. Upon arrival at our final destination, all passengers must disembark the vessel. In the event of a shipboard emergency, signals will be sounded on the ship's general alarm, followed by the same signals on the ship's whistle. You may also see rotating amber beacons indicating an emergency situation. Should this occur, you will be asked to proceed to one of the passenger assembly stations, which are located at both ends of the main passenger cabin. Please follow all instructions given by the crew. Life jackets can be found underneath the bench seats in the passenger cabin, on the sundeck in lockers, and on the car deck in drop room, located at both ends of the vessel. To learn more about donning the life jackets or other shipboard emergency responses, ask any crew member or review the information at the passenger assembly stations.
It's almost like being on a cruise ship. And one neat thing about this ferry is there are puzzles on the tables that you could pick up and put together. So that mountain over there in the distance is Mount Baker in Washington State, and it's pretty close to the border. I'm in Bellingham, and apparently it's hard to get up to that mountain. You could see it's still snowy, and in the summertime it's the only time to get up there, really. So I'm here in the summer, and I'm gonna go up there and check it out. And over there behind the clouds is Mount Baker. The clouds are starting to clear up, so I should be able to get some better shots. Just a shot of me for posterity with Mount Baker in the background. It's in behind the clouds up there. According to this sign here, Mount Baker is a volcano. And it's an active volcano that could go at some point in the future. Wildflower restoration site. Do not enter. And the wildflowers you see is mountain heather, which is this beautiful pink flower here. Alright, the cloud cover is finally starting to clear and I'm getting a clear shot of Mount Baker. Very beautiful. And just a shot of me for posterity with Mount Baker in the background. So, if you want to see this beautiful view of Mount Baker, you have to come to a place called Artist Point. There's a tiny little ice cave here. Alright everybody, I'm back at the train station in Bellingham waiting for my train back to Canada. This concludes my trip down to the United States where I visited Orcas Island and went to see Mount Baker. If you want to follow along my video series, I would greatly appreciate that. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Alright, better go. My train is coming. Ciao.